Good Monday morning, guys. I am just going to heat up my coffee here. I already had a half a cup, but it got kind of cold. So I'm just going to heat it up and then finish that up. I've got my green onions growing like crazy here. 1 point coffee this morning. And we got a lot of snow. Well, not a lot of snow, about 3 inches, but it's really heavy snow that's sticking to the trees. It's really beautiful. Let me show you. So that's the trees on the side of our house. So pretty out there now. The wind is actually blowing some of that off of our trees, but it's really pretty. I got this cute little new bed for Luna. She loves it. It's so soft and she can bury way down in here and she just absolutely loves it. Today, guys, I'm going to have a little something different for breakfast. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut up this onion, larger rings. So I'm going to gently take the rings apart. I only need 2 of them, so I'm going to use these 2, and let me show you what I'm going to do with them. So I just turned my oven on. I'm going to take out this film here on the onion. I just hate running into that when I go to eat my onion. They always have that little film inside there. I always remove that. I'm just going to spray this with a little bit of avocado spray from Trader Joe. I'm just going to cover this just like that. I want to cover that's pretty close on them so they steam a little bit at the same time, but while they're frying up. I just put these in there and I just now turned on the stove to 5. I set my timer for 10 minutes. It's been 4 minutes. We are starting to get a boil here. So I'm going to leave this for a couple more minutes and then I'm going to flip them over. In the meantime, I'm going to chop up this other onion. It's time to flip this over. That's right. And now I'm going to turn my heat down and I'm going to put an egg in each one. Now they may not stay in there because it's a small, it's going to overflow a little bit because they are small rings, but this is one of my favorite breakfasts and I don't make it often and I don't know why, because it is one of my favorite breakfasts. And I'm going to leave that. Salt and pepper. We got these new salt and pepper shakers. You just got to turn them over and they're automatic. It's really nice. I'm going to put the cover back on that and now we just wait. I did turn the heat down now because I don't want my bottoms of my eggs burning really badly. They're going to be brown enough the way it is. So I turned it down to about medium low. 3 on my stove if you have the numbers on your stove. I've got 2 minutes left on my timer from the 10 minutes. While we're waiting for that 2 minutes, did I tell you my chickens have started laying their eggs? They're all green because that's the type of chickens I have. And that's all I could get a hold of at the time. I wanted some dark brown layers, but they didn't have any left because I was a procrastinator getting my chickens. So they started laying their eggs and it makes me so happy. We don't refrigerate our eggs because they still have the bloom on them. I don't wash them. So they still have the bloom on them and they're safe to eat for up to, almost 3 weeks. And we go through them way faster than that. So we leave them out. They do taste so much better if you don't refrigerate them. That's just our opinion. Corey agrees too. And they just taste so much better. Okay, so I've got about 30 seconds left on my 10-minute timer. They're looking pretty good. I'm just probably going to flip them once just for a second to make sure that I hate runny whites. I love runny yolks, but I hate runny whites. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that once my timer runs out. So now we're just going to take this off. They look pretty good though. Now the bottoms are probably going to be browner than I like, but yeah, it's okay though. So what I think I'll do differently to not get so brown is start the heat a little bit lower next time for my onions. So this is my breakfast this morning. I am just going to eat it just like this with the onion. I don't need cheese or anything, and you can see the yolks are still a little bit jiggly in there, which is exactly what I like. So the bottoms are a little bit darker, which I can fix by lowering the temperature next time. So I'm going to start it out at 4 next time instead of 5 and see how that works out. And cook the onions for 6 minutes on one side covered, and the onions definitely feel done. And then flip the onions, put the eggs in it, and then cover it again, and then flip it one last time just to get the yolks covered on top, done on top. I'm gonna go enjoy this. This is 0 points, guys. You can't ask for anything better than that for breakfast. And got my coffee. This is perfect. Just the runny yolk that I really love. And the onions are done perfectly for me. They're not crunchy at all. They're firm, but yet still soft. You stop. No, 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 no. And I'm catching up on Sandy. My dog has hauled in all the socks because that's what she does. That girl way over there. I don't know what I will do not seeing socks on my living room floor after she is gone, because everywhere, if you look in this house, there's a random sock laying around. And sometimes we find them outside as well. Crazy dog. But this is really good. Got my water. And I'm catching up on Sandy's videos that I missed. So I don't know if you notice my pillows are fluffier. Probably not, but they are. And on the inside of those pillows was just stuffing, like a mat stuffing like you would put in a quilt or something. It was all folded up. It was so gross. So I threw that out, and I had some extra pillows that I usually use for decoration that I have covers for like that zip up, and I have those all off right now. So I used those inserts. It's a 18 by 18 insert, I think. And I put them in there, and it looks so much better now. And did you know you need to go up like one size in pillows from the size of your case? So just remember that. I didn't know that, and my pillows came way too small. I'm like, what is going on? And then I was told that you have to go up in size in the pillow so it fills up the case. Who knew? He didn't know. So spring type weather is supposed to be coming soon in a few weeks, but I need to start some herbs today that take super long to germinate. So I'm gonna grab out my herb container here, and I also have to get my pack out of the freezer. So I'm grabbing this out. Rosemary, supposed to put that in the freezer a week before you plant it. It's been in there several weeks now, so it should be good and ready to go. And then another one I'm gonna grab is some parsley. Okay, we're gonna do flat leaf parsley. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pre-moisten this soil because I don't wanna interrupt the seeds so much. So I'm gonna go get a container to do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my bowl. I can bleach this afterwards. I have nothing else to use. This is very dry soil because I've had it open, so it's going to take quite a bit of water. I don't want to pack that too hard. We'll do the rosemary first. It is in another little packet here. So I'm going to cut that open. And it says 10 to 12 weeks before your average last frost date. Our last frost date is going to be, we usually plant right before June 1st, the day before Memorial Day. I'll just sprinkle some around here and then just press it into the soil. And I'm going to get my light started downstairs and get that going. And because I have to have the light on anyway, I'm going to grow some lettuce so we can have some lettuce since I have to have the light on anyway. And I'm just going to lightly cover that. I'm not going to seal it or anything, but I'm going to lightly cover that just to help keep the moisture in. And I am going to spritz that probably every day. Okay, I'm not going to plant the parsley just yet because it says I have to soak it for 24 hours. So I'm going to do that tonight. I'll plant it tomorrow, and instead I'll put something else in here. I think I'm going to go ahead and do some lettuce leaf basil, even though it's going to be a fast grower. I can keep it in the house under the lights for a while, and then we can just eat off of it while it grows. And you can go up to 1/4 inch deep on this. So I think I am going to sprinkle a little bit on top. Basil likes to be warm, so I'm going to put it on my heating mat. And then tomorrow we'll do the flat leaf parsley. I think while I have my lights on anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do my thyme. My thyme will be transferred out onto my balcony, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it in one of these containers. And I think I just have enough soil left for that. I want it right up to the top, so when I put the lights on it, it goes where I want it to go. Because I can only put the lights so far. But hey, 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 hey. Oh, there's a squirrel up here. I just poured all my seeds all over. So I'm going to pick some up and put them in there. Now I got to get these marked before I forget what they are. So these markers are awesome. They are the garden markers. I got them off of Amazon. Well, they're guaranteed not to fade in the sun. So we had this last year and it definitely works. The soil I use is the organic Pro Mix just for my seedlings, and then I use the regular Pro Mix for planting the bigger plants once they sprout. Next up is putting my grow lights together. We have the colored ones downstairs, but the white ones do a lot better at growing your sprouts because the colored ones are mainly used for flowering purposes, so they didn't do so well for us last year. So I'm putting the deflectors on here, but also have to take off this little film that's on each one. So when looking at the manual piece of paper, there's two options to hang these lights. One, you can screw it in like that, or two, you can just easily clip these things on and hang your rope from there, which is the option I'm choosing because it's so much easier to do it that way. So you just literally have to now we're just going to take this thing. So now clip this thing right onto here. The last thing we really do before hanging them is hook up the lights, which is super simple. And they just go on simply just like that. Super simple. So here are my lights. All set up, ready to go. I'm going to put lettuce over in this one. This one back here is not turned on, because all we need is one strip of them. I just got to get my heat mats under here and then we're all good. Okay, I've got my lunch ready here. It's just the fajita mix that we warmed up, or that I made last night, and I'm having that for lunch today with just a little bit of sour cream. The fajita mixture itself is 0 points because I use no oil and I use turkey instead of hamburger. So we're gonna put this on my wrap here. So I'm using 20 grams, it popped to 21, but it was 20, of the sour cream, and popped to 21 now, on that, and that's all I'm going to use. I have cilantro mixed in it already, and while I was waiting for that to heat up, I did get my water bottle ready for spraying my plants every day, so that's going to hang out downstairs by that. So for a snack, I'm going to have this. This is what it looks like inside. You're supposed to add a 1/4 cup of water and then put it in the microwave for 60 seconds. And it's supposed to turn into a blueberry muffin power cup. We'll see. Okay, so I added the water and I'm just going to stir it up real good. And then we're going to, pretty liquidy. I didn't think it would be that liquidy, but it is. I'm going to stick it in the microwave for a minute after I get this stirred up well. It says on the directions that if it's really puffing up there. It says on the directions that if you see a larger wet spot than a dime, then you should put it in for 15 more seconds. 10 seconds left. I don't see anything wet looking on there. So we're going to leave this sit for a few seconds and try it out. Looks interesting. It puffed way up to the top of the cup. It's pretty good, but it's not super sweet, even though it does have sugar in it. It's like got 16 grams of sugar. So it's not super sweet, but it's just sweet enough for me. So it did get done all the way through, and it's pretty tender. So these are the seed mats that I get, the heat mats. They're always a little wrinkly when you take them out of the box, but they do flatten down really nicely. I just plugged them in to warm them up a little, and then they'll flatten right out. Having this for a snack, it's 3 points for 4 cups worth. It's 28 grams. So I'm having that with some water. Got my water going on here. And I can't remember the brand of this popcorn, but I will show you the bag here next. Boom Chicka Pop is what it's called. Sea salt popcorn. 3 points for 4 cups, or 28 grams. So for supper tonight, I'm just having a homemade chicken with vegetable and pearl pasta. Hope this one has all of the veggies done. Some of the Progresso soups we've been running into have crunchy vegetables in them, and it's not that great. So the pearl pasta is probably not going to be low points, but I'm going to scan this right now and let you know. So this is actually really good soup. It is only coming up as 2 points for the full can though. It does say with the pearl pasta, so I'm kind of confused. I feel weird only doing this for 2 points, so I'm going to add 2 points because I feel like the pasta is more than 2 points. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but I am going to count this for 4 points just to be safe. This is also going to be the end of the night for me, so I'm going to close up the video here. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to share it if you think anybody else may like it. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. Step 1, it says a worn out sign, and the